in 1947 when we had the partition, right?
Yeah.
There was this one place of land called Kashmir, which both India wanted claim of it, Pakistan wanted claim of it, and there was like we've been fighting for it for the past 70, 80 years, and the main thing was that it was up to the people of Kashmir to decide, right? And they chose that they wanted to be part of Pakistan, but the ruler, the Maharaja, the king of Kashmir, he wanted to stay with India. So to this day, I think it was in 2020 or 2021, where India decided to come inside of Kashmir and they did, they cut off all the Wi-Fi's, everything, trying to get, people. There was a big outcry of it, but then again, like a lot of people didn't hear about it because it's a third world country, it's Pakistan. No one's really
Yeah,
talking
like there was
about
a lot of rallies. Even
Same
here in
thing
America.
right now going on in Pakistan are the floods, which 1/3 of the entire country.
He was
is
telling me
underwater.
about that.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's like over 1,100 people have died. 3.2 million people have been displaced from their houses. Over 500,000 houses have been destroyed. And then you still don't hear about this stuff like in the news right now.
Yeah, you don't. And there's something really big going on in the world right now. Pakistan is in really, really bad need of help right
Yeah.
now. Because it's 1/3 of the country is basically underwater right now, and it's been going on for months and months. Now it's getting a little bit of publicity, but it's still like it's not getting as much as it should.
What's up, guys? Welcome to the Quest of the Future Messiahs or QFM. Please subscribe to us. And you got your main man, Giffy Messiah. And
We got Kenny J. What's good? What's good? And we got a special group in the building. So everybody introduce themselves real quick.
Hey everybody, we're here with the Pakistani Student Organization. My name is Adnan Aurangzeb. I'm the president of the organization, and I have my board members here with me.
Hey everyone, my name is Saf Khan, and my position is a community service organizer, and this is my boy right here.
Hey guys, my name is Sherry R. I go by Sherry because it's easier. I'm 19. I'm a sophomore, and I'm the treasurer for PSO. So I'm in charge of all the funds and everything. And yeah, I hope to see y'all at our future events.
Hey y'all, I'm Miriam. I go by M, and I'm the secretary for PSO.
Awesome.
so, like, what was the start of your organization? Like,
So the organization originally started my freshman year. I'm a senior right now. So freshman year was basically 2019, right before COVID hit. So if y'all may remember, the semester of COVID, it knocked out the second semester of our school year. That first semester, it was like a pre-COVID first semester. That's when PSO at UNCG originally got founded by the seniors when I was a freshman, and I was just a member at the time. So the purpose of it was to spread the culture of Pakistan in the UNCG community. So everybody, can get to see what type of events we have, what type of holidays there are, what type of festivals there are, our clothes, our food, just to spread culture within the people of UNCG.
so just tell me, like, what is y'all culture? Like, describe that to us, because I feel like a lot of people may not know where you're, like, the specifics on your guys' culture. So can you please elaborate that?
Yeah, like a lot of people don't know, but I mean, it's very unique. It's different from a lot of cultures. Like, for example, like clothing, we have a very different type of clothes. I mean, one could say they're really baggy. They're not tight on skin, but they have heavy designs on them. They have a lot of different type of designs on them. They're very colorful and whatnot. The events are super crazy. Everybody's real hype at most of the events, even festivals and holidays that we have. And then the main thing what we have is very different from different cultures is food. Like, you won't find the same type of food that we have in different cultures. I mean, a lot of it is spicy, some savory, some sweet, but I mean, it's a lot of different type of flavors. I mean, and hopefully through the organization, we're trying to get as much as different tastes y'all can get out of the food too, of the culture.
Definitely.
Oh, would you guys say something?
Oh, no. Okay. I mean, I just had a few notes here. So, it's pronounced Pakistan, correct?
Pakistan. Well,
Okay.
it's Pakistan, how we would say it. And
Okay.
then Pakistan.
Pakistan.
Yeah,
Okay.
Pakistan.
So, I know, like, in the region, Pakistan is, like, right next to India. And it says, like, here that your official language is, like, English and Urdu.
Urdu.
Urdu. Okay,
Yeah.
okay. And then, but the main language that you guys speak is Punjabi.
Punjabi is probably the second most dominant.
Okay.
And,
It's
that's
mostly in the district of Punjab.
yeah, most.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, if you guys are, like, right next to India, is it possible that people over there speak Hindi too?
Well,
Or is it more?
I mean,
Hindi and
um,
like the language we speak is kind of the same, so they can basically understand each other. So
Wow.
they're
Okay.
The only difference is with writing, but
Yeah.
when we communicate, that really doesn't come down to it.
Wow. Okay.
How come it's the same? Like, how come like you
Well,
guys understand
It's
each
'cause,
other?
We were the same before 1947. That's when we were on independence.
Oh, okay.
Before that, Hindi and Urdu was like kind of like the same. You know,
like
just
we all
different.
used to live together and everything, and then
We
we
had a-
got like separated nations now. So
Oh wow.
Nice.
India,
Oh, wow.
Pakistan, there's a lot of languages. Like we probably can't even count them, and it's similar to each other, just a little bit different.
yeah, a little bit of difference.
Like
that's
between
about
us,
it.
we probably speak different tones of it too. Like I'm Punjabi, he speaks Hindko,
Yeah.
he speaks
Hindi.
Hindi.
Oh,
Not even
wow.
know I speak Hindi too. Why would I say
I was like, wow,
She has
damn.
something to say too.
Yeah, go ahead.
Actually, so because of Pakistan and India separating, there's a bunch of family members of Pakistani people that still live in India.
Mhm.
Same, it's the opposite.
Yeah. I still got a friend, like basically his relatives are from Pakistan, but he lives in India, so.
Mm.
So like also, you know, just like, you know, the religion, you know, just I know is a different culture, and I know we was like discussing, you know, it's just such a culture shock. So just explain the religion, because I know like isn't Pakistan like the second, you know, the second highest like Muslim population?
Yeah.
So like explain that religion.
So the religion we follow is Islam,
Yeah.
and basically, I mean, you want me to explain it
Yeah.
compared to India, or just what? how-
Just whatever, yeah.
So I mean, that's probably one of the main differences between Pakistan and India is the religion.
Mm-hmm.
So they have a different religion than us, but aside from that, I mean, they're very similar. I mean, culture and whatnot. A lot of the stuff is very similar. Like you said, the languages they're very similar. But Islam itself, it's very it's to make you a better person, very protective of yourself, and just it wants the best for you. I mean, it has a lot of. I mean, every religion has a lot of restrictions. And
Yeah.
that's just for you to be the best person you could possibly be. And I mean, like I said, in our religion, we're supposed to pray 5 times a day.
Yeah.
It started off way back in the day. Our prophet, it started off being 50.
Yep.
Then it went up, got it down to 5 eventually, right? So the best we could do is pray 5 times a day. Imagine-
Why five times now?
I mean, so the story is this, right? So when the prophet was first commanded by Allah,
Yeah, Allah.
Allah himself, right? It was 50, right? So then he went back up. I mean, had a conversation with Allah.
It was too much. People weren't gonna, you know.
People, he was like, my people will not
If you pray-
pray. Well, they won't be able to pray 50. So
Mhm.
he bumped it down, right? So then he came back. Then the people were like, 50 is. I mean, the next number is too much, right? So then went back up to Allah, requested again. Eventually came down to 5, and they were still saying 5 is too much.
Yeah.
But he was so humiliated that he was like, I can't keep going back. My people just have to do it.
Mm.
Yeah, this is the least we can do. 5 times a day.
And also, you know, I was just thinking, you know, like when you said Allah, like, have you heard of like 5%ers by any chance?
5%ers. I'm unaware of that.
It's kind of like it's so funny because it's kind of like similar to like Muslim. And when you said Allah, but like in that language, A means Allah. So it's like, you know, I was just asking, is there like some sort of kind of like correlation between the 5% or the Black Nation of Islam? Like, is there, you know, is there some sort of correlation or some sort of type of, you know, similarities?
I'm not exactly
You-
sure what
you-
that
yeah. So it's pretty much, it just talks about how, like, you know, Black people are gods in a way. And, you know, they have, you know, very similar things, but just who they believe, it's kind of just like Black people are gods is not, you know, Allah. So, you know, and some of the things is like not eating pork, but they have an exception to it. So, like, I guess for you guys, why is that a rule to not eat pork?
So, you want to take that?
It's very So it's very unhygienic.
Yeah.
First of all, because it said we're supposed to eat clean meat. You know, like cows, cattle. Like I don't want to like say it, but
Yeah,
that's basically like the hint of it.
yeah. And also, what was you about to say? My bad.
No, I was just agreeing.
And
Basically.
also, like, you know, I was looking at like how like when you having like what I like is like when you, I guess like when you commit sins or whatever, you could do good things in exchange. So it's kind of like have you heard of that before? Like if
Yeah.
you go to hell,
Yeah.
you kind of like you have to wait a certain period of time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So like why is that a rule as well?
Yeah, so basically the gist of it is you have to repent your sins, you know?
Yeah.
It says
Yeah.
Allah is the most forgiving. He will forgive all your sins, even if you're in the darkest trench of the world, you know?
Mm.
All
Same
you have
thing
to do
with
is turn back to
Christianity.
him. So you just have to turn back to him, and that's with the main, like our book, the Quran, that's what it says, you know? You have to ask Allah, you have to know what you've done wrong. You have to ask him, you have to ask for forgiveness, and once you know, like, your heart is pure,
Yeah.
Allah will always, at the end, forgive you.
Do you believe that there's like a certain limit? Because like you know, in certain religions, like you guys say that you praising to be a Muslim, but like 5 days out of the week you would just sin constantly, and then like on that fifth day when you go and like you know repent your sins or go to was it like the place that you guys go? Because us it's like a
Mosque,
church.
the mosque,
Okay, it's the mosque.
yeah.
So say if like somebody who's like claiming to be a Muslim, but they go 5 days out of the week to just like sin, just do whatever, and then come back on that like sixth day to like your mosque.
Yeah.
Is that like really something? Could you like really consider them like a true Muslim or not really?
See, at the end of the day, like we in general can't judge a person of their sins, right? Even
Yeah.
though they keep doing that, you know. But at the end of the day, if their heart is actually pure, if they repent with their heart, you know, then it's up to Allah. He has to forgive them, and He will at the end of the day. But if they keep going 5 days a week, repent the other day, then do it again, then their heart's not actually pure, you know. So we can't really. But at the end of the day, we can't really say anything. It's up to Allah.
Mm.
But yeah.
Do you guys think that some people like pick and choose of like what to believe in, like Muslim? Because like it's the same thing in Christianity. So like, what you guys take on
A
that?
lot of people do that, but Islam, I'm sure you heard it, there's a lot of restrictions and stuff. So even though people want to do that, they do it.
I mean, it's a
not,
sin.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a sin.
Yeah.
regardless. I
Yeah,
mean,
because
sin regardless,
everybody
you know?
sins in their own
yeah,
way.
everybody
so-
has different types of
And
sin.
in what sense? Like in what sense? Like people sin in their own way?
Like there's no human that has. That's
Yeah.
Every person has
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I'm just. No, I want to explain. You know,
Yeah,
just.
yeah,
Regardless
Think
of what
about
you believe
yourself,
in.
then think about me. What sins we all have done.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
You gotta come back,
Yeah.
ask for forgiveness. You know.
Nobody's perfect.
I mean, regardless of what you believe in, you're gonna sin one way or the other. I
Mm.
mean, even up to lying is a sin.
Yeah.
Yes, I mean, it's
Definitely.
as little as that too. But I mean, there are some sins, like you asked before. There are some sins that are unforgivable sins. So you can commit the sin, like for example, murder, and you can repent for as much as you want, and it's not unforgivable.
Mm.
So it's like,
What about promiscuity in like a marriage, basically?
what do you mean by that?
Like infidelity within marriage. How do you guys like in your culture? Is that taken like really serious?
The
Versus-
marriage,
Yeah. in the
Yeah,
marriage.
yeah, it is
Definitely.
basically. But like, if you are in love with someone else and your wife like lets you do it, you can marry another woman too. So
the only thing is you have to treat them like
The same, right?
Yeah, you're allowed to have up to 4
Yeah.
wives, right? But you can't if you mistreat at least one, that counts as a big sin in Islam.
Yeah, it's not.
So
So
like,
you can't mistreat.
no,
yeah.
go ahead. I'm gonna let you
Yeah.
finish.
That's basically.
Oh,
Right.
okay.
So in Islam, men are allowed to have 4 wives. They have to treat them all equally. If you
Okay.
can't treat them like equal love, equal wealth, equal like respect, all of that equally. But a female can only have one spouse.
Mm.
only
Yeah.
if your wife allows it.
Only if your wife allows it.
But also, like, don't you have to like be able to have like that financials as well?
Yeah, I mean you have to be able to.
Yeah.
Because like
Yeah,
with the
yeah.
5%er thing, you can have as many wives as you want without having any type of financials. You could just have it. But with Islam, you can have you have to have like that financials to be able to take care of those wives as well. Am I
Yeah.
correct?
Yeah.
Wow, that's a lot.
Dang.
That's a lot of work.
Yeah, it definitely is, and I've seen
Polygamy.
people who actually do it too.
Yeah.
Yeah, they have 4 wives and they treat them all equally. And
So what if you get tattoos? I know that's like bad.
yeah, that's one of the. I mean, it's a big
one
big
of the
sin.
major
it's
sins,
a
but
really
like
big sin.
it's
Dang, that's
so common here that you will see. all
And
the
I mean, there's
happy-
plenty of Muslims with tattoos too. But I mean, that's one like, that's between you and Allah. And you, if you're really pure about forgiveness, because once the tattoo comes on,
You could take it off.
You
though.
could, but like,
But
I mean,
the stain is still there.
The stain is
Ah.
still there.
It's like breaking a glass, like a glass of like a cup,
Because
basically.
how it's seen is Allah gave you your body, Allah gave you your
It's
skin,
your shell.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and now you're covering it with something else.
Oh wow.
And you're
But
basically
there is
disrespecting.
like technically there's a way you can have tattoos, but that's like it's not technically like if there's a for example we call them reverse, right? someone who joins Islam when doing their research, if that person has tattoos, that's not gonna be put up against them. Because that's in their past, like, you know, like
Got you.
they accepted Islam.
Yeah.
So like even if they have tattoos, you know, that's not a sin.
Could it be like a cultural exception too? Because I know some places in like in Hawaii, like the tattoos are like traditional for them to like have.
Yeah,
You know.
mhm.
So is that like
Yeah.
a thing for y'all too or not?
Well, we do got this thing called mendi.
You know?
It's basically
Henna.
like henna.
Mm.
Oh,
But it's not permanent.
Yeah.
That's
yeah,
not
yeah, yeah.
permanent.
People be doing that
Yeah,
all the time,
yeah,
right? They
yeah.
have it on
Oh,
their
yeah,
hands.
yeah,
Yeah.
that's
But
basically
it's gone, right?
That's
It's
basically
gone.
one of the cultures of, I mean, one of the things of our culture is henna. I mean, that's your main replacement for tattoos, really. I mean, there is no exception to tattoos in the religion, aside from, like you said, if you reverted from a different religion
Mm-hmm.
and you have these tattoos from your past, that's the only exception. That way, you would not be, nothing will be held against you. Now, if you are a Muslim and you're getting tattoos while you're Muslim and you know the consequences, then I mean that will be held against you.
Okay.
And like, you know, just to stay away like from the religion side and just like, you know, just socially and just like other people accepting your culture.
Yeah.
Because I've seen, you know, some people to where they may have mistaken, you know, Sultan. I went somewhere
Yeah.
with him and she was like, "What's your race? Muslim?" And, you know, so I guess like, do people often either, I guess, make negative assumptions about you guys, or how is that?
I mean,
Sanctions.
everybody has their own opinion, so I can't
Yeah.
control how the next person thinks. But we are one of the most hated religions in the world, and the Quran had said that we will be one of the most hated religions in the world. Multiple countries have banned on Muslims; they can't come in and out. Multiple countries torture them, and
But
multiple-
mind you, y'all the most prominent ones too.
I mean, we're peaceful, and that's what the religion is about. It's about peace. But I mean, even as you see what's going on in Palestine,
Yeah.
what's going on around the world, in a lot of Muslim countries, the countries that have power are suppressing everybody else that does.
It's actually happening in Pakistan right now in the area of Kashmir
Yeah.
with India. So
Mm.
it's happening.
Explain about that. Like, explain just like the oppression of, like, just talk about that conflict or what you know
So
about it.
when, in 1947, when we had the partition, right?
Yeah.
There was this one place of land called Kashmir, which both India wanted claim of it, Pakistan wanted claim of it, and there was like we've been fighting for it for the past 70, 80 years, and the main thing was that it was up to the people of Kashmir to decide, right? And they chose that they wanted to be part of Pakistan, but the ruler, the Maharaja, the king of Kashmir, he wanted to stay with India. So to this day, I think it was in 2020 or 2021, where India decided to come inside of Kashmir and they did, you know, they cut off all the Wi-Fi's, everything, trying to
Mm.
get, you know, people. There was a big outcry of it, but then again, like a lot of people didn't hear about it because you know it's a third world country, it's Pakistan. No one's really
Yeah,
talking
like there's
about
a
it.
lot of rallies even
Same
here in
thing
America.
right now going on in Pakistan are the floods, which 1/3 of the entire country.
He was
is
telling me
underwater.
about that.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's like over 1,100 people have died. 3.2 million people have been displaced from their houses.
Mm.
Over 500,000 houses have been destroyed. And then you still don't hear about this stuff like in the news right now.
Yeah, you don't, and it's something really big going on in the world right now. Pakistan like is in really bad need of help right
Yeah.
now. Yeah, because it's 1/3 of the country is basically underwater right now, and it's been going on for months and months. Now it's getting a little bit of publicity, but it's still like it's not getting as much as it should.
Is it a way for people to like evacuate?
There isn't. You're stuck in the situation you're in. I mean, where you
They're
gonna-
trying,
yeah.
but our resources aren't up to par that we can help
Yeah.
every single person.
Like
You
no
know, we
flights, no
everybody,
boats, no
everybody
nothing.
is not going to be able to get saved or evacuated. I mean, the people are stuck in the situation they're in.
Mm.
And I mean, the most we can do, I mean, we're sitting here. I mean, sometimes you even send money and you don't even know where the money's going. You're not even 100% sure if it's going into the right hands. We're
Yeah.
not going to be helping them. But I mean, even through our organization, we're going to try to collect money and donate. And I mean, do our part, do as much as we can to help Pakistan out.
Yeah,
Right.
most of the people are losing their jobs, houses, and
Yeah.
everything, cars. So
So what about like the people like who are high up and important for like government, mayors? Do you think they're like doing something in order, or like at least acknowledging like, hey, the floods are here and like it's a big problem, so we need to do something about it?
So
Or is this-
Pakistan for a long time has a history of corruption and
Mm.
with a corrupt government. Right now we were having a political crisis a couple of months ago where they removed our PM, our prime minister, over some political debate, right? So even to this day, like the party that's in charge right now is not showing the initiative that they should.
Mm.
And it's it's a really big crisis right now going on that we got to help these people out, but we're having problems in politics, We need the country has to come together, so we can figure out ways out.
I was thinking as well, you know, why hasn't Pakistan had, that, I guess, like, I would say exposure? Like, how come they're not being noticed? Or what is the reason?
As you may know, the media is only going to show what they want to show.
Yeah.
Not
Definitely.
everybody will find out. I mean, we can post it. I mean, it's good on our part to keep on reposting stuff every time we see it, because that way it's getting to the eyes of somebody that probably will not know before. But I mean, I'm not exactly sure why this situation hasn't had much exposure, but I mean, I know it's been going on for a while, and I know it's really, really bad, and the ripple effect of this it's gonna be here for a while, and Pakistan is gonna suffer, and it will show, and the economy is gonna suffer, and everybody in Pakistan. I mean, it's a bad time for everybody, and even us being like from Pakistan, we need to do as much as we can to help, even though we're sitting here in America, sitting at UNCG. We're gonna do our best. Whatever we can do, we're gonna do our best to help.
Has there been people to where they were successful on getting out of that situation?
So, I mean, there are a lot of rescue teams. So some situations, like the water is way above my head, and then like the water is above my head. On top of that, it's flowing down with like power. And there's rescue teams, but I mean, there's 3.2 million people misplaced right now. They have no idea where they're at. I mean, there's only so many people that are willing to help. So many people that can help at that, right? And I mean, even the military and the Navy and whatnot, they're trying to help. I mean, the situation is just so bad. The thing is, this wasn't expected.
Yeah.
This wasn't expected. It's just one of the climate issues that happen, and like, so, there's floods. And then, the thing to keep in mind is this is one of the worst floods that ever happened in the history of any country. In 2010, like you mentioned to me earlier, it was a bad flood. It was really bad. But this is worse than that. This is worse than that flood. This is like, imagine 1/3 of America being covered in water.
Trust me.
So, like it's even though Pakistan is not the size of America, but 1/3 of the country being covered in water,
It's big.
It's crazy.
big.
Because I even seen the video that you guys posted on your page, and I saw like the video where like the whole house just like came down on the water. I was like,
it
wow.
looks like it's a movie scene. Like this is not real life, but you think it's happening like today. It's happening right now. Like it's crazy.
And also, I was just thinking about, I guess, like, what are some of the ways, like, has the U.S. had any involvement in that?
I'm not sure. I don't think U.S. has any involvement. Pakistan has declared it a state of emergency. And, asked for a lot of countries to help. I mean, this is going to be over
I think the UN looked into it, and they have started sending some funding, but it just depends on the next couple of days to see, if our political leaders use it at the right,
Also, I think China is trying to help them too with the fundings and everything.
It's gonna be a lot of fundings that are needed. I mean, every little penny helps. So anybody that can
True.
possibly help.
And like, okay, so like, I guess the other thing is like the floods. So this floods has been constant.
This flood started in June.
Okay, so it kept going. It just kept going.
So I mean, the flood started then, and then not much. A lot of people, me personally, I didn't know until this past month, and then especially like this week and the past week, it really, really got like even the Pakistan media started reporting it more and more and more, and then like right now everybody knows about it. Well, at least if you're Pakistan, you should at least have some type of knowledge that something's going on. A lot of people downplay it since they haven't seen visuals of it. If you see visuals of it, it's horrifying. Like it's not a joke. Like it's really serious. People's lives are in danger. And then on top of that, lives have already been lost. People have been misplaced. But then you think about the future. Over 1 billion livestock have been misplaced.
Oh, yeah.
They've died. And then you think about it. Farmers, all their farmland got destroyed. There's water in it. Sent for how long? We don't know how long to be sitting there. All the animals are dead, and that's their way of making money. That's how they grind. That's how they feed their families. So a lot of that stuff will be lost for the people in the mountain areas and the people in the farmlands and stuff like that. And then that's how a lot of people thrive too. They just know farming, hard work, and a lot of that is lost. And then aside from all the construction damage that happened, because there's no insurance in Pakistan, nobody covers for nothing. So a flood happens, your house is destroyed, you're on your own.
Yep.
There's no insurance. They don't have no type of backup. Everybody's house is destroyed. I mean, right now everybody's in the same boat. I mean, everybody, even in Pakistan. A lot of people that are like, they're not in the government, but they're higher up. They're trying to do as much as you can, but one person can only do so much. It has to be a collective effort by everybody.
So in Pakistan, is there like a united ideal? Like, is there, you know, I would say like, what is their government like? Like, if it's corrupted,
Yeah.
but what is their, you know, government system? Do you know?
I'm not familiar with the government too much.
Yeah.
I know that the people do get to pick, but I know it's so corrupt that the people can pick who they want, and they will still throw out the person that the people pick.
There's
Mm.
a lot of vote changing. People go for votes, and then just because of the corruption there, they can get the votes however they want it to look like.
So is
They
it
can
like a
flip votes.
dictatorship maybe?
It's not a dictatorship.
It's not,
yeah.
because the Pakistani army is also like, we have one of the best armies in the world.
Oh wow.
And with the army, the government has to, but the army usually does not involve itself with politics unless it absolutely has to.
Okay.
So
But, I
it
mean-
won't get as bad as a dictatorship, but it's not like it's still very corrupt.
Oh wow.
Things got a lot better since people actually saw our ex-prime minister Imran Khan. He was known as like the hope of the country. When he came in during COVID, life was bad then, but it was COVID. But he tried to fix everything up, and now like a couple of months ago, he got thrown out. He got like the other leaders got together, and they kind of drove him out of power, and things are going back down for Pakistan in terms of money, wealth, everything.
Mm. And like, do you think there's hope for Pakistan?
I mean, with the right leaders, there is definitely hope. I know the people of Pakistan, they're really strong. They support their country, and it's just like some people vote for the other party. So there's two different parties. Some people only vote for the other party if they have ties from the future. So say if like the party did you a favor in the past, you're not gonna look at who's standing or what their values are. You just have ties because they've looked out for you. Now it's your job to vote for them, regardless of what they believe or regardless if they're right or wrong. You're gonna vote for them just because they did you a favor. Now it's your job.
It's not genuine.
Yeah, it's not. You're not gonna look at who's right, who's wrong. You're gonna look at is how did this person help me out.
The only genuine votes are from like the people of the lower class.
Yeah.
And even if they go to vote, their votes get changed because
Yeah.
the corruption.
Yeah.
So
And
like
it's
they
very
really
corrupt.
can't make a difference unless like the higher ups want to.
Mhm.
Wow, that. And mind you, this is just all like a culture shock to me. Like I
Yeah,
haven't
it's
understood
crazy.
that
Yeah.
that struggle. Like we talk about like the Ukraine, or we talk about like a lot of different situations here, but there's a lot of like shit that goes around the world
Yeah.
that I'm like really thankful for. Like
Yeah.
Yeah.
We should be grateful to be sitting in this room right now.
Facts.
Definitely,
To be able
definitely.
to talk to each other like that, man. Like the thing is, like we were just talking about presidency and like power in Pakistan. Like the ex-prime minister that they've thrown out, he was doing a really, really good job. He had Pakistan on track to be successful. The leaders around the world, they respected him. They had respect for him. He held power for real. But some countries seen him as a threat. And I'm not going to say what countries, but they did drive him out.
just
Yeah,
oh,
and
man.
I ain't gonna say no names.
It was.
he sneaked this in. He sneaked this in.
It was a big factor. I mean, it's not like Pakistan could do it themselves and drive him out, but they did. All right, it is what it is. He does, regardless of what's happening. He got kicked out of office. He has rallies. Some of the biggest Pakistan's I've ever seen. People come out and support him. People just. I mean, right now the flood is the main thing going on in Pakistan. That's what the main attention, the highlight should be on. But right before the flood got really attention and whatnot, he was having like major rallies where millions and millions of people were coming out supporting him. Even though, mind you, this guy just got kicked out of office. The public still wants him, but the government kicked him out. That's how corrupt it is. Everybody knows this guy is the right guy to have, but they kicked him out of office because they hold power. They have money behind them, and money runs the world, man.
That's true.
Yeah.
That's
definitely.
that's terrible, man. Like, it's just we just don't know, and it just makes me like it kind of like it's just we just don't know what everyone else is going
Yeah,
through.
I mean, even us, we don't know the struggle they're going through right now. We can only imagine, and we can't even put ourselves in that position.
Yeah.
Imagine like
Exactly.
your house is getting washed down with water. Now you don't know how.
That's your whole life.
Literally, your whole village is washed down, not your house.
Yeah.
And then it's like now you don't know where half your family is. Then you're thinking about where's my next meal coming from. The meal isn't even a problem at this point. You're worried about family, worried about what's going on in the next hour, how you're gonna get saved. There's so much things that
It's crazy.
we can't even put ourselves in that position. Like it's unbelievable, really. So like I said, we should be grateful to be here. Everybody should be grateful in what position they are. I mean, if you think about it, without the situation in Pakistan even going on, you're in a better position than a lot of people in this world are. And we're just so, it's not like it's a shot to anybody, but a lot of people are ungrateful.
Yeah.
And as much as we should be grateful, we have a lot to be grateful for.
Do you think, like, especially in a first world country like the U.S., do you think a lot of people complain and like don't realize they don't have like the amazing opportunity that you have here?
Yes,
it's
if
insane.
You, like anybody, well, I wouldn't say anybody, but a lot of people in Pakistan would do anything to come here.
Facts.
Who you telling?
A lot of people in any third world country, man, like you have freedom of speech here. That's the simplest thing we have. You won't even have that in a different country.
Bro, my family in Jamaica and then in Cuba, they would kill to have like an opportunity.
That's
here.
what I'm saying, man. Like we wouldn't like anybody. Like there's a lot of things here we take for granted. Like the shelter we take for granted, electricity. You don't even have that half the day. Like a lot of third world countries struggle, and we just take a lot of things for granted. We don't realize, how fortunate we are.
And honestly, I didn't really have that like eye opener until like mid 2021.
Did you go back?
Huh? No, I was just like, when you talk to your family like on holidays and stuff, like on WhatsApp and everything.
Yeah.
So they were just kind of like telling me about like some like the struggles they be just going through, and then like some people who like came to the States like literally almost died just to get over here, just a chance to see the opportunity. And then like you got people complaining about like, oh, they're I don't know, they're just like in like a little rundown apartment, or I don't know, somebody look at them funny at the convenience store.
Yeah,
it's just like
it's just,
what?
Everybody has their own problems, but you got to realize like we're in a much better. Anybody that's living in America is in a much better position.
Definitely.
Because even if you are at the bottom of the bottom, there's something that the government's doing to help you. Right? You will get some type of help, or you have more people here with money that will be able to help you than any other country. Right? America is a strong power in the world. It's one of the biggest countries in the world. Well, power-wise and respect-wise, and like I said, there's a lot of opportunity here. That's why everybody wants to come. But it's third world country is a third world country, man.
Yeah.
It's just, there's a lot of things that we don't see that happen. The struggles of the day. Like people send 10, 12-year-olds, 6, 7-year-olds to go work so they can bring money to the family, just so the family can have food that night.
Insane.
That's crazy. And for me, again, I never had that experience like of, I guess, like my family coming from a different country and bringing their traditions.
Mm-hmm.
So I think it's really good that you guys are bringing that in and telling those experiences. And so, like, I guess, like, when you guys came here and you had some sort of traditions, did those traditions follow you to right now?
I will speak on that. I want Seth to speak on his transition here just a little bit.
Yeah.
And I'll speak on it.
Yeah, you go ahead.
Well, I moved to the United States in 2015, so basically, I do whatever I used to do over there. It's just I don't barely talk to my friends over there now. That's about it. Like, I got new friends over here. Like, I go out here. My life is here now, you know what I'm saying? Like, I can't just go back there and stay. You can talk to the people over there, but, like, you got to have real connections over here, now, because, like, we moved on. Now you got to make a life for yourself.
Yeah.
So basically, with me, I was born there. My family moved here when I was 1 year old. So basically, I don't remember anything from the childhood of being in Pakistan. And then aside from that, when I was in elementary school in 4th grade, we went and spent a whole year in Pakistan. So my dad sent our whole family just so we'll know the relatives there and then we'll realize the culture or not. So that 1 year, it was even though I was in 4th grade, I remember everything. And it was just an eye-opener to me. And to this day, I think about, like, how grateful I really am to live here because the culture change, the lifestyle change is completely different. Like, one thing that we did not have half of the day when we went there was electricity. Over half the people don't have no AC. So AC is not like, AC is something we're sitting here in air-conditioned room. That is a big thing. And also, people struggle with getting food. People have to, like, grind over there. Like, you're actually busting your tail doing little things, picking up scrap, taking cattle left and right. Like, it's a lot of different things. But one thing it did do was culturalize me, and I mean it did help me like realize how much struggle people are going through because. Yeah, like some of the bigger cities are more modernized, and I mean they have more utilities and stuff like that. But if you go to like, say if you call it the countryside of Pakistan, like people are living this lifestyle that you'd be amazed to see like how do they even make this work? But regardless, they're living this, and they're happy. They're happy. They're just doing their lifestyle, and I mean they're content with their life because they know they got shelter over their head. They got family. I mean we have everything, and we'll be depressed and whatnot. And I mean, I understand. Like, I'm not, like, there's no reason. I mean, there is. I mean, yeah, it's okay to be depressed, but sometimes it's just the wrong reason. I mean, but it's person to person.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
I mean, like I said, I mean, we're grateful to have what we have here.
Well, one more thing I want to add to it. Well, I was moving here till by that time we did not have no internet connections, no cellular devices or any computers.
So like in 2015, he moved here. In 2015, Pakistan was way behind. Every third world country is like 10 steps behind.
That's crazy.
No,
Yeah.
I mean people had internet and everything,
Yeah,
but
but it
like
was only
us
like-
being us, we're like
it was
we're
only-
like the middle class people, and most of middle class people like they had a lot of things over there like that. But now
Yeah.
you'd see a lot of people having.
So do you feel ever since you moved here, do you feel a little bit of like disconnection with your friends over there because
Well-
of what you know now and what they might know or what they might not know? Do you feel like that connection is kind of like severed due to that?
Well, to be honest, it just depends on how you interact with them every day. I mean,
Yeah.
you just gotta talk to your friends. If they're your friends, if you want to keep that relationship with them, you're gonna have to talk to them. But like, I mean, I know what you're trying to say, but like, I don't interact with all my friends now, so yeah.
Because like, you know, I think, you know, just trying to relate to you, I know that's a whole different country. But like, you know, I lived up north in New York, and when I moved here, shit was different, you know,
Yeah.
because like I lived in a hood area to where nothing was really going on. You know, like we barely used the internet. We barely even used computers to type out our essays. But now coming in North Carolina, again, North Carolina is a great place to really develop, start a business because everything is developing.
Yeah.
So like now I talk to my friends over there, they're doing the same stuff. They're doing whatever they want to do. And that's why I was trying to kind of relate to
Yeah.
you. I'm like, yo, I'm not worrying about that. I'm on a whole different scale. I don't want to keep doing the same thing
Exactly.
or keep on focusing on the same stuff. Your priorities change. So I was like, you know, coming back to you, did their priorities change when you came over here? Like, did your mindset grow?
Yeah, basically.
Yeah.
It did. I mean, yeah. I mean, you always want to achieve things, you know, in your life. And one goal about me was getting my studies done here.
Yeah.
Always has been. And so that's what I'm trying to do. It's always been my goals.
What y'all studying?
All supply chain management.
Yeah.
Same.
I'm a supply chain major too.
Oh, okay. Good.
I'm a psychology and philosophy major.
Oh, shoot.
Okay.
Okay.
What y'all got going on? What y'all studying?
So I'm a business administration major, concentration in marketing.
Business administration, but, you know, concentration is HR, human resources.
Man,
Yeah.
I like it.
Yeah.
But, like, what made you guys want to get into that major specifically?
Supply chain management. So it's a funny story. I'll tell you this. So man, I have this one friend in high school. Man, shout out my guy Jeff Oates. Man.
Shout out Jeff.
Jeff Oates?
Jeff Oates.
Jeffrey Oates, man. So his pop's named Jeff Oates too, right? So he's on the football team with me. You know what I'm saying? And one day, I mean, we're having a football just award ceremony and whatnot, and I know Jeff Oates' pops are, you know, well off, and she's just one day I'm standing beside Jeff, and he's talking to Jeff about supply chain, and he's telling Jeff how supply chain's good and how like you get paid this much money and this much benefits, and how, mind you, this is all pre-COVID. COVID made supply chain go even more up,
Yeah.
right? So this is before pre-COVID, and he's like, man, like they even give you like most companies give you housing and cars and like all this stuff and benefits and whatnot. I'm like, man, I'm a senior in high school. I still don't know what I'm about to go do in college. Everybody's all throughout high school. Everybody's talking about, yeah, don't worry, you'll be good. You'll figure out what you're doing. I'm
That's a
like, man,
goddamn lie.
Yeah.
That's a goddamn lie.
They were like, do your research before you pick something. But I'm like, man, Jeff Oates pop telling me, so I went and looked at supply chain. All right, did my little research. I mean, I took, probably took like a week or two on it. I'm like, do supply chain, boom, that, right? Now we look back at it. Everybody and their mama know what supply chain is now, right? At the beginning, people didn't know what it was because it didn't affect them as much. Now they need their goods. Now, when COVID happened, the supply chain shut down.
Oh wow.
Completely, because I mean everything was shut down. You couldn't transport goods. That's a supply chain, transportation of goods from place to place is supply chain.
Ah.
And when COVID happened, it was really, really bad. So that's part of the reason. I mean, it's a ripple effect. Like it's gonna take time for it to get better. But I mean, it's not dying down anytime soon. Everybody needs their goods. So that's.
I think it's going to be good now since they may develop new ways how to transport stuff.
I mean, and they need to. And the first person who figures out the most efficient way is gonna be the one. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So
Facts.
I mean, that's really why. But I mean, like recently, Jeff Oates pops. I just talked to him like 2 weeks ago. I was like, man, like this my major. I just got my first internship through this major.
Okay.
And man, Jeff Oates pops was happy, man. He was happy. He was amazing. Made my day, man.
That sounds like your OG, man.
He is my OG, bro.
Shout out
That's
Jeff
my
Oates.
OG, man. That's my OG, man. I
Definitely.
appreciate him putting me on, man. But after that, you know what I'm saying? I told my boys about it, and we have one of this like elder friend in the community that he does supply chain. He was like, yeah, like it's really, really good, and he kept on pushing it. So a lot of people, you know what I'm saying, started getting efficient on it, and then every time I mention supply chain, everybody's like, yeah, that's a good major, and I'm like.
Don't do it because everyone else is telling you, though.
Yeah,
Do it because you
yeah.
want to.
No. Whatever you do your research first.
Yeah.
For
Whatever
sure.
you do, and then I mean, everybody says do it because you want to, but there's some things in life you're not gonna get nowhere just because you want to do it. I mean, some things don't. All right, so put it like this: you're gonna need money to be successful. Well, not successful. You need money to live
The life that you want.
life that
Yeah.
you want. Unless you don't want that life. Unless your life doesn't need money.
But just
you know what I'm saying?
imagine doing that shit for 20, 30 years.
Supply
My
chain.
mom, just anything in
Whatever,
general.
whatever.
But like my mom, she's a computer engineer.
Yeah.
She's been doing this for years. She didn't do it because she wanted to.
She did it because
She did it because she had to provide for
Yeah,
my family,
yeah,
which
yeah.
is that's a good thing.
Yeah.
But like you providing for your family is going to start to decrease when they depend on your family. But most likely they're going to do their own thing. So
Yeah.
just imagine doing that shit for years and years and years, right?
Yeah.
I'm not doing shit because I want to be in a predicament to where I'm going to be positive on the bad and good days.
I got you. Yeah.
You see what I'm
For
saying?
sure, yeah. But then the thing about it is, a lot of people go off that notion. Don't follow money. Follow what you love.
Yeah.
And sometimes following what you love will get you in the wrong.
But you're gonna become the best at it though. This is organizational behavior right here. This is
You
HR
will.
shit right here. I'm
You
telling.
You will become the best at it, but it may not get you far.
It's gonna get you far if you know if you fuck with it. It's gonna get you're gonna be the top because you fuck with it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But like I get what you're saying though.
Yeah,
Like
yeah,
if you
yeah.
want the life that you want, it's not gonna all just because you love something. It may
Yeah.
not be good for you.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
I get what you're saying
You
though.
have to make yourself uncomfortable to live a comfortable lifestyle.
Yeah.
Like
True,
you mentioned.
true.
And
Facts.
we're in that time, our lifestyle. I mean, our life to where you have to build the life you want right now, or you're gonna look back at it and be like, yo, like I wasted years of my life. And
True,
Definitely.
true.
Like my boss says that all the time, because like when he started, he basically like always tell us, would you rather pay now? Pay now and then play later, or
Play later.
Play later. No, play now or pay later.
Yeah.
It's like
I
yeah.
mean, you think about it. Well, I always tell everybody, regardless of what major you are, you need to have some type of business mind behind you. Regardless, I mean, yeah, you can be any type of major, but you need to be some type of businessman in life to be successful. Like they say,
True.
you probably heard it. You need at least 7 incomes to be a millionaire.
Yep.
Right? I'm not saying have 7 incomes right now, but have some type of business. Like hopefully, this podcast will become into a business, right? And that's a business mind that you create. You have to have some type of business mind. Regardless of what you do, you have to be a businessman in life or a businesswoman. You have to have some type of business knowledge. And I mean, creating a business is the best way. I mean, unless you want to be working for somebody your whole life. I mean,
That's terrible,
if
too.
you-
That's
if
terrible.
you do, I
Yeah.
mean, so be it, But I mean, there's always something you can do to, like you said, your boss. My boss told me, if you're going to work for this company for eight hours of the day, you better go home and do something for yourself.
Yeah.
For yourself.
Facts.
Yeah, so it's like, but yeah, man.
You got any other things to say?
So AD, you have a company, right, called Signal Calls.
Signal calls.
Oh,
man.
shoot.
Let me tell y'all a little bit about Signal calls. It's not my company. It's an app. It's a social media platform. It's made specifically for software, well, not software developers, but for forex traders, people that are interested in stock, people that are interested in the crypto market, and NFTs. NFTs is really big in signal calls right now. So basically, what we're trying to do, we're trying to put different communities into signal calls. So NFT community, stock community, crypto community, and the forex community into each respective group, right? And then you join groups, and eventually, right now, it's just getting started. The app is already in App Store, so if you have a chance to download the app, make a profile, connect with me on Signal Calls. I'm one of the admins on there, so do that. We'll make a group chat. But what it's really for is to connect people that are into stocks and all the other three categories, so you can have connections and whatnot, and then eventually get mentored into there, to where you'll be able to get mentored in that specific category. But I mean, we have an Instagram page. We post. I mean, it's slowed down a little bit, but we'll get back to posting market updates and keep you updated about what's going on in the market right now. Right now, I mean, quick tip: the market is really bad right now. I mean, if you look
Recession.
if you look at it like when the recession happens, that's when you dump money into it. So if you do have any money laying around, do your research first. Don't go off of my word, but I mean, do your research, and I mean, put some money into cryptos or stocks or whatever, and I mean, it will go up. I mean, it's time. I mean, there's a lot of different things you can learn, and a lot of different people that are actually willing to teach you if you're willing to learn. Just don't fall for the wrong schemes and whatnot. But, I mean, signal calls, man. I mean, we're hoping that I mean does good too, and I mean, all the support we can get is welcome. So if anybody listening right now is into stocks, into cryptos, into NFTs, or even into forex, y'all contact me. Y'all are interested in learning or interested in teaching, we have opportunity for you. So anybody interested in that, y'all definitely contact me.
Or download Signal Calls.
Yeah, download Signal Calls. You can follow the Instagram page. Just Signal Calls, SIGNALS calls on Instagram. Y'all make sure to follow the page too.
Dope.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, I appreciate you asking me about that too, man.
Yeah, no problem. Like, I just saw it here in my notes. I forgot to ask you about it. Yeah. All right. I mean, any last words for any of you guys?
Just to give a quick little rundown of PSO. So basically, we're the Pakistani Student Association here at UNCG. This association is open to everybody. It's not just limited to Pakistanis. Basically, what we're trying to do is spread the culture at UNCG. So what we'll do is have events that represent our culture. It will show the holidays, festivals, food, clothes, all that. Like I said, open to everybody. Some of the future events we'll be having, limited to this semester only. We'll have a basketball tournament, a mock wedding, just to show how weddings are done. Thanksgiving, so Friendsgiving, trunk or treat, giving back to some type of elementary school or middle school that would like to trunk or treat. And then also, like I just said, giving back. We're really focusing on giving back this year. So we're trying to do a lot of community service, and then also helping Pakistan with the flood relief, because that's something that's really major, I mean, affecting Pakistan right now. And as the Pakistani Student Association or organization, that's our job, to help them as much as we can. But like I said, it's a social group, so I mean, you make connections while being in college, make connections with college students, and I mean, you also get to learn the culture of Pakistan.
Dope.
Thank you so much for coming in, man, for real.
Yeah.
Y'all having us here, man. The future
Definitely.
The future messiahs, man.
Quest of
the future messiahs.
Quest of the
There you
future
go.
messiahs, man. Shout out to them, man. Shout out to them.
Please subscribe to us on YouTube. Follow us on Instagram. If you want to just chill and listen, please look at us on Spotify. You can also download Anchor, but please listen to us on Apple Podcasts. Thank you so much, guys.
We out here.
Yes, sir.
Out here.